it's been pretty horrible, wet and disgusting over the last few weeks. I'm looking forward to a great summer, you know, going out there.
Yeah, man.
Top down on your Beetle.
Top off.
You know, we can...
Hair running out.
Yeah, we can put on a bit of fake tan. We can drive
won't
around.
need it.
Yeah, that's a very good point. So there might be a problem because apparently protesters are planning to storm airports and glue themselves to runways this summer to try and ruin family holidays. Now, I don't believe this. I think this is just a story put up to annoy us and do all sorts of things to make us unhappy.
It's very dangerous.
Yeah. So we were going to talk to a guy called Sean Irish. Interesting name. Sean is an Irish name, isn't it? But apparently he's not very well. So one of his mates, Grahame Buss. Grahame Buss. Grahame, is that right? Grahame Buss?
That's right. That's my name.
Yep.
Right.
Is Sean Irish a real name or has he made that up?
That's the name I know him by.
Right.
The only thing I know.
You know, it's quite entertaining, isn't it? Because Sean is an Irish name. I just thought.
Well, you get English, don't you?
I'm thinking too deeply. Right. So you're a member of Just Stop Oil.
I am.
Okay. This is not a serious proposal, is it? In the summer, that you're going to storm airports and try and stop people going on holiday.
Well, let's move back a little bit. I'm just reading the title here. It says ruining summer. Did you remember last year when people were flying into Greece when the whole islands were on fire?
Because of arsonists.
Yep.
Arsonists.
No. Look, mate.
Yes.
I've spent my career in this area. I used to work for Shell. I was a principal scientist at Shell. And I understand how the science of our climate crisis works. And you clearly don't. And one of the reasons why our government isn't addressing it properly is because people like you just say it's just weather. So let's stop that for one. Let's stop that kind of drivel.
Right. Well, I wasn't aware we'd started any drivel, but
you did. I heard you a few weeks ago talking about this.
Oh, I see. I was talking about it tonight.
Describing the climate crisis as just weather.
Yeah.
It's not just
I think
weather.
That was you, actually.
It was sorry.
Right. Let's
let's get back to this because it's really important. The travel industry.
Okay, well, we'll just listen and you put us so we know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, you will do. That's why I'm explaining.
Go on then.
Where it starts from.
Yeah.
Well, your listeners are probably sitting up listening because it's really interesting. The travel agency.
We're relaxing and listening.
Great, man.
I'll get a drink and we'll chill out together.
Yeah, let's do it. Tell us how we're going to be worse off.
The travel agency said there will come a time when you cannot go on holiday in summer in southern Europe because it's too hot. That's going to be ruining people's summers, isn't it?
Well, no, because it'll be nice here then, won't it? So we'll just do staycations.
Yeah.
Have you seen what the weather's like in this country? Have you seen the flooding?
Yeah.
2 years ago, we had 40 degrees C. 40 degrees C in this country. Half a village burnt down in the east of London, didn't it? A few months ago, in Chesterfield, a woman died in her home. She was found floating by her son, face down in sewage and flood water.
And going to net zero is going to change all of this, isn't it?
What's that?
I said going to net zero is going to change all of this, and we're all going to have a great time.
The problem with this is it's not going to happen in time. Not only is it not going to happen in time, but it's not enough. And
okay, hang on. So what? Because if it's not going to happen in time and it's going to go tits up anyway, why are we bothering?
Let's enjoy ourselves. Well, let's look for technology to reverse this.
Hang on.
Elon Musk, why aren't we looking for technology?
Why are we bothering to do anything? Because you're bothering to try and upset everybody, stop everybody's summer holidays.
China and India aren't doing anything.
Will you shut up a minute?
With billions of population.
So why on earth are we bothering if it's too late, then there's nothing we can do anyway?
It's not too late, but it will be too late if we don't act sooner and faster. That's the issue. That's what we're talking about. Now, back in 1991, Shell, I used to work for Shell, I say, I was principal scientist.
Yes, you said you were a principal scientist, yeah. Yeah, science changes, by the way, you know that.
Are you a geologist? What is your scientific credentials? Are you a geologist or what?
I did a PhD in fluid mechanics. Now,
well, that's not really about global warming, is it, fluid mechanics?
Well, actually, a lot of it is. I did engineering dealing with these issues. Now,
anyway, you want us to think you're intelligent, so go on.
Yeah, come on. What? Pardon, James, what did you say?
I said you want us to think you're intelligent. Did you understand that? Was that clear enough?
I'm sorry, I just missed what you said.
Never mind. Get to the point.
Want...
You've made no point. You've been on 5 minutes. Are you going to say anything sensible?
In 1890, a scientist called Arrhenius, who is part of an engineering curriculum, did the sums, because it was the start of the fossil fuel revolution. And he said, if you use his numbers, use his sums, because it's all to do with carbon dioxide, the burning of fossil fuels, he said, if you use his sums, 2050 will be about 1.5 degrees. So he's got that right more than 100 years ago. Shell wrote a paper about this. It's actually a video, you can watch it online, in which they used exactly the same sums, exactly the same engineering, exactly the same physics. And they said in 1991, 2050 will be somewhere between plus 1.5 and 4 degrees. And that's because it's not just weather. It's due to the emissions of fossil fuels. Do you understand that?
Did they say it was CO2 greenhouse effect? Is that what they said 100 years ago? They said
did you bring into a lot of the problems that the weather or climate, I know they're different, but is having at the moment because of what is happening extraterrestrially?
Look, the science on this is really
just a
clear.
Question I asked, but you don't answer them. But go on, okay.
I don't understand what you mean by extraterrestrial.
Well, you're not that bright.
That's because you only did fluid thingamajig. Steven Spielberg.
Tell me what do you mean by extraterrestrial?
What is happening out in the heavens? What is happening on the sun? What is happening in the rest of the solar system? What is happening probably that we don't even know about outside the solar system is affecting our climate, is affecting the weather.
How do you know it's not the heat causing the CO2 release? People do say it's that. It's not the other way around, like they say.
Don't start like that, because you will make yourself a prize prat. I'm being very patient with you, very patient to try and get answers. You think it's funny? You think it's funny?
No, I think
you are a complete and utter idiot if you think it's funny.
Ignorant.
You can insult me. I would like to know what you think you will achieve by what you have threatened to do over the summer.
Gluing to runaways.
You wouldn't glue anything in front of me. I'd have your armour off.
Right. What we are doing is bringing this issue to the face of the public. This is about the government. This is about the government.
We all know about it. Yeah, there isn't anybody that doesn't feel angst towards you lot.
Hang on. You've just told me you don't think it's true.
Well, yeah, sitting in a runway isn't going to make us believe
I don't believe that the climate isn't changing, and I don't believe that eventually mankind won't probably be able to live on this planet. That happens to everything. That's what happens as everything evolves. So, you know, there may well be some people who get to live in a few hundred years in a different way, might be thousands of years, you never know. But there sure as hell is going to be another ice age. Sure as hell there's going to be more droughts. We're going to have more bits of land coming up through the sea and some of it disappearing. Yeah. You know,
that's always
don't call me an idiot again, because I'm in a bad mood. I've got a headache.
He did. He said you were ignorant.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah.
He
didn't call you an idiot.
The problem is you're in denial.
Yeah.
Either in denial or you haven't.
Why don't you just tell us what you're going to do? I've asked you that. What are you going to do? I mean, obviously you won't tell us when and where, but what are you planning to do?
I've told you we're going to disrupt airports.
But you won't get in, will you, with security?
Well, I'm not.
How will you do that? How will you do it? How will you do it?
I don't know that. I'm not going to. If I knew, I still wouldn't tell you.
Right. Well, you probably won't be able to.
What would you like to say to all those families who've been saving up all year because of the pandemic situation and everything else, haven't had a holiday for a number of years now, and they have just saved up, spent the money on a holiday? What would you say to them?
I have to say I deeply regret the need to take the actions that we're taking. I think it's if our government was doing what they should do, we wouldn't need to do this. And let's not forget that most people who fly on one holiday a year, they're not really the problem, are they? The problem is those people who fly 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 times a year. They take most of the flights, 75% of the flights.
The private jets is who you should be, maybe.
No. People who fly on commercial jets, commercial planes. I've also worked on this.
Are you going to China to do it, in India?
That's a very interesting question. Now, we were talking before about, you were saying, why don't we just give up? Well, everybody has a responsibility to act. That's the issue.
So go to China and India and do it.
I agree.
Let me tell you the numbers.
Hang on. No, never mind about the numbers.
He's avoiding that question.
Go on.
1% of pollution is caused by the United Kingdom. 1%. And you want to ruin people's lives. You want to ruin people's existence and their jobs.
30,000 excess deaths in the winter is because of this.
Zero will never happen. The people will not agree to it. It won't happen. And even if we did get to it, it'll make no difference. In fact, it might make worse difference.
This country will improve. Its climate will. That's actually proven. It will get better with global warming.
No, it won't.
Apparently, this country will.
Why do you laugh?
It'll get to nice.
You are going to try. I tell you what I hope happens. I hope the police come in with the military. Probably, it's not funny. What you are doing is not funny. The people of this country do not agree with you.
You could cause a plane accident. You could cause an accident, an aviation accident.
You are an ignorant, stupid fool. I tried to have a conversation with you, find out some facts, and you're so up yourself. You think you're more intelligent and better. I'm not your mate. Look, you're grinning. You disgust me. Go away.
They all have a funny look.